Very good afternoon to you. You're joining on Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, ThePapare.com, live from the Saunders Stadium here in Colombo for the Week 2 and 12 encounter in the Dialog Champions League 2018. The first of the two double headers. The first one between title-chasing Colombo FC and relegation-threatened Saunders SC. Both teams on either end of the points table. Big clash for either side. Colombo FC in third place in the points table with 24 points, 7 wins, 3 draws and 1 loss. While for Saunders, they are 3 places above from the bottom. 2 wins, 2 draws and 7 losses with just 8 points. However, their last 2 wins, their only 2 wins actually, has come in their last 3 matches. So there has been some resurgence, and all those 2 matches have come at this ground, at the Saunders Stadium, a ground which has been a very fruitful ground for Saunders over the past few decades. They've won many trophies on this ground. Both those wins were 3-2 wins. They were down 2-0 both those encounters, and they've come back, fought hard to score the 3 and get those 6 points, crucial 6 points, because before those 2 wins they've only had 2 points. Rock bottom of the points table, and today it will be a very intense encounter. The 2 teams in yellow, Colombo FC in third place, as I mentioned earlier, 3 points behind Blue Star. So that's another big initiative for Colombo FC, who's not had the best of seasons so far. They'll be eyeing to repeat what they've done in the last 3 years. They've been the champions. Kickoff is a few minutes away. We'll go into a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have the live action.
ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් සිංහලෙන් www.thepapare.com වෙබ් අඩවියට පිවිසලා සිංහල භාෂාව තෝරාගන්න. ක්‍රිකට්, රග්බි, පාපන්දු, වොලිබෝල්, මලල ක්‍රීඩා, පැසිපන්දු විතරක් නෙමෙයි වෙනත් ක්‍රීඩා සහ විශේෂාංග ලිපි උනත් ThePapare සිංහල තුලින්. ඇයි අපේ වීඩියෝ පිටුව ක්‍රීඩාව හා සම්බන්ධ දහසකුත් එකක් වීඩියෝ, සම්මුඛ සාකච්ඡා, ඒ වගේම ඇසිදිසි, රග්බි පිටිය, පිටියේ කතා, ස්පෝර්ට්ස් මසාලා වගේ සතිපතා ජනප්‍රිය විශේෂාංග නරඹන්න. ඔබේ පරිගණකයෙන්, ටැබ් එකෙන්, එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ස්මාර්ට්ෆෝන් එකෙන් ලබා ගන්න ඔබට ලේසියෙන්ම පුළුවන්. ThePapare සිංහල ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් ඩිජිටලීකරණය.
Welcome back to Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, ThePapare.com. As both teams come out to the middle, it's Colombo FC versus Saunders. Colombo FC in their yellow kit, while Saunders in their all blue. Big clash for either side, who are on opposite ends of the points table. For Colombo FC, in goal is Mohammad Imran, Sharan Shamir, Raumi Mohideen, Charita Ratnayaka, Ahmad Shazni, Mohammad Rifnas, Zarwan Johar, Mohammad Fazal, back after quite some time. Niran Kanishka, Mohammad Akib and Bodri Dimitri. For Saunders, it's Asanka Viraj, their custodian, skipper Chanu Keranga, Sanju Samira, Chandrasekhara, Sanjuka Priyadarshana, Mohammad Nalim, Indriya Udara, Suntaraj Naresh, Chamo Dilshan, Krishant Abesekara and Vishwa Sankalpa. Two veterans of the game captaining both sides. For Colombo FC, it's Raumi Mohideen, and for Saunders, it's Krishant Abesekara. Vast experience for both Abesekara and Mohideen. As I'm joined in the commentary box by Irshad Hasimdeen. A very good afternoon to you, Irshad.
Good afternoon, all. It's going to be a good, exciting match. And today we have lined up all four top clubs from Colombo taking on each other. The first, Colombo FC and Saunders. Saunders not in their traditional colors, wearing blue as the away team, and Colombo FC in their yellow strip. I think now Colombo FC will not take this match lightly. They know how Saunders have performed in the last two games. They came back 2 goals down to win the match 3-2. and they look a team who have rejuvenated as the luck has turned, and we hope Saunders will give a good game to Colombo FC.
Yes, indeed. I think if Colombo FC were given a chance to face Saunders 3-4 weeks before, I think they would have definitely be happy to have played with Saunders, and definitely they would have, even before they took on the pitch, they would have seen that they could take all 3 points. But now, after the 2 wins in the last 3 matches for Saunders, they'll be really eyeing another victory against title chasers Colombo FC. As you can see, Chamo Dilshan, who had an exceptional game a few days back, as Saunders came from 2-0 down inside the first 5 minutes to win 3-2 in injury time. All 3 goals were scored by the big man Chamo Dilshan.
Yeah, Chamo Dilshan, someone who blows hot and cold, as Akib gets an opening, and Predarshana did well to cover. That was almost a free ball to Akib. As we're speaking, Chamo Dilshan, he tends to blow hot and cold. He was hot on the other day, so Saunders will be hoping for him to have a similar game, as Zarwan Johar being tackled by Sundar Rajniresh. Now here's Dilshan waiting for support. Sanoj looking for Krishant. Rami Mohiddin aware of the threat coming in from the right wing. Gets it out, as once again Rami starting from the back, looking for options and looks for Bodri. Ball's out of play. It's a good bright start from Saunders, hustling Colombo FC. Once again winning the ball in the midfield. Here's Sundar Rajniresh. Chamo Dilshan. Just a push on Shazni. It's good to see now Saunders taking the game to Colombo FC. As on the previous games, they were staying back on the opponents and conceded.
Yes, indeed. I think Colombo FC has come up with a very attacking looking lineup. You have the likes of Mohammad Rifnas, Zarwan Johar, Mohammad Akib, Mohammad Fazal, Badri Dimitri, and when you look at Charita Ratnayaka and Chalana Chamira on either wing, I think today Ratnayaka will be playing at centre back. But if you look at Chalana Chamira, who has the ball right now in an advanced position, they are more built to attack, and what they are doing is trying to negate and to pressure the opposition defense, because they know their weak link is their own defense. They don't want to concentrate much more on their weakened defense. They are without Afil Mohammed for quite a few weeks through injury, so he's the main centre back for them.
Yeah, as you mentioned, this lineup has plenty of goals in it. However, Coach Rumi have mentioned in numerous times that his strikers are struggling to find the net, and despite that they have a healthy goal difference of plus 20. So if it comes to play at the end of the season or to decide on the championship, That is a healthy lead to have, as we see Bodri standing over this free kick.
I think most of those goals came early on in the season. In the last few weeks only they've struggled. Here's Dimitri with a low ball in towards Shalan Shamira, who tried to flick it away.
Shazni climbs well. Now here's Akib once again, a ball from Fazal. Just a bit too much power on it as Asanka Viraj collects. However, it doesn't go too far as Bodri sends in another cross. And this time round Shanuke Ranga gets it cleared. And Chamod Dilshan can start a counter attack. Goes to Indriva. As Saunders try to settle. Once again an excellent ball from Chamod. Niresh was looking for Krishanta Bisegara.
What will be a disadvantage for the reigning champions will be them not having their main defensive midfielder Moma Siapo. I believe he is out due to suspension. So when they are defending, they will have to defend in numbers, defend together. But attacking wise, I don't think they will have any trouble as Bodri Dimitri skips past one. And Nalim puts that ball away. Ahmad Shazni towards Fazal. He's deemed offside.
I think Fazal knew he was in an offside position. Very reluctantly he went towards the ball. The moment he started going towards the ball, referee calls him offside. Shanuke Ranga. A long ball to Krishanta. Fazal once again. I think the players not happy with the pressure. They have pressure of the ball, which is very rare. As we restart, as Saunders give the ball back to Colombo FC. Talking about Fazal, now I think Coach Rumi clearly mentioned he's not trained for a couple of weeks. So it will be to see how long he will survive this match. The initial looks of it, he doesn't look 100%.
Whatever he needs to do or what is expected from him should be done inside, I believe, the opening 60 minutes or so. He will have the energy, but I don't think he will have the match fitness. Almost 9 minutes gone in this match.
I think the target man up front is Mohammad Akib for Colombo FC, the man with the pace, and Saunders will be wary of him. Chandrasekhara. saying Chandrasekhara and Priyadarshana have to keep a close eye on Akib.
On a couple of occasions, Saunders has been guilty of giving away possession in advanced territory for Colombo FC. Colombo are known for their pressing, and that's where they will hurt you. Sarwan with a good delivery in. No one inside the 6-yard box. That was a wonderful curling ball. Here's Ratnayaka. Saunders sitting back, defending in numbers. Here's Fazal. Good ball up front, but once again Fazal is offside.
Niresh. Fine. It's well tackled by Niran Kanishka.
Good hustling from Mohammad Nalim, but that pass to Abhay Sekhar had a bit too much on it, and in fact it had taken a deflection.
I think the Badri made the error of waiting for the ball instead of coming for it, and Nalim hustled.
Interesting to note that a couple of the Colombo FC players has come up through the Saunders Academy, including Chalana Chamira, who is playing now. And on the bench is Dilan Kaushalya, who represented Saunders for a number of years before switching to Colombo FC a couple of years back.
Yeah, he started the game against Matara, and I was expecting him to start today as he had a good game. However, Coach Rumi thinking otherwise. As we mentioned, rotating his squad.
Saunders playing a high defensive line, so they need to be careful. Especially their positioning.
Mohammad Akib has given away the ball a couple of times, trying to control. He needs to get his first touch sorted. Here's Fazal with a first time ball.
The back four of Saunders is not the fastest. The only man who could match up for pace is Mohammad Nalim, but then again sometimes, and most of the time, he's rash and he could give away free kicks in advanced position.
A number of times now we've seen the Colombo FC forwards getting behind the defense They know Saunders' defense doesn't have the pace. They just have to make sure that their pass doesn't have too much power on it, making it easy for Asanka Viraj.
I think what Saunders are trying to do is suffocate the playing area for Colombo. There you go. Nalim giving away a free kick.
As every player who makes a tackle and gives a free kick says, I went for the ball, as Colombo takes it quick. Gets a cross in. Fazal not getting the direction on that occasion.
The intent was good, a side-footed finish, but I think the angle was not there. He was far too ahead of the near post to try that. If he was parallel to the near post, then he would have been able to score. Here's Dilshan, Niresh. Both of them had a great game against Super Sun.
That's well defended by Charita Ratnayaka. He knew exactly what Niresh was trying to do.
What Saunders will have to do is take those quick passes in the attacking third, because the more the time you are on the ball, that's where you are allowing the defenders to converge on you and cover. As Charana Chamira on a mazy run, he goes down, referee says play on. Niresh. Here's Fazal. The pass going away from Dimitri. He wanted it a bit more ahead of him.
I think initially Akib wanted the ball. However, he ran a little further and he would have been offside if that ball had reached Akib. Instead, Fazal changed his mind and Bodri was not in the same wavelength. As now Colombo gets a free kick and restarts quickly. Once again, behind the Saunders defense, Bodri keep the balls in. If Colombo wants to dictate terms, one player they need to get into the game quickly is Rifnaz, and so far we haven't seen him in too much action. Viswa Sankalpa seems to be in a trouble as we approach 19 minutes. I'm joined in the comm box by Dinet. Good afternoon, Dinet.
Good afternoon, Irshad.
What's your take on the game so far, these 20 minutes?
Well, both these two teams are league favourites, and coming off on both the offensive and defensive end, they've proven to be a challenge to one another. Colombo FC playing their usual game, quite a slow-paced game with few bursts of energy. In terms of speed, they've kind of got the advantage, got the upper hand over Saunders. So let's just see how the match goes on.
once again Bodri making that run, winning that corner. So Colombo FC gets their third corner of the game. They haven't utilized it any better, and this one's taken quickly as Rifnas takes a shot. And blocked. Sanuj Samira getting the brunt of that shot. Luckily for Saunders and Asanka Viraj, Sanuj Samira is there to take that hit. I'm sure that ball was goal bound.
I agree, Rishad, but taking a shot in that manner from within the box is kind of a risky deal. You see, you've got to have accuracy. You need an opener. I believe what the Colombo player did there was just went out all on power and just took the shot hoping that it would be goal bound rather than actually seeing if it was an opener in terms of making it.
Yeah, taking about shots, you can take all the shots with your photographs and follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And the live updates are available through thepapare.com. Saunders once again in the river to Krishant Abesekara. And here's Sundarraj Niresh. Once again, Niran Kanishkar doing an excellent job. Along with Shazni and Fazal gets the ball cleared. Zarwan. Not the ideal pass for Zarwan. Shazni should be holding on to position and playing.
Zarwan Johar is not a new name to any of us in the football industry, but recently, in terms of his technique and poise, I believe there has been a bit of downfall. What are your thoughts on it, Irshad?
Yeah, he has been struggling this season. Not among goals, not starting much of the games. However, for the last couple of games, he's been starting off and trying to dictate terms in the midfield. As we see Rifnas now. Feeling a hit we had got previously. Showing as our elbow.
The free kick taken quickly by Saunders. However, the ball is controlled and pushed back out by Colombo.
Sanuj Samira losing out to Shazni. Zarwan does well. Krishant Abesekara once again taking his eye off the ball. As the game just seems to have caught up pace. Suddenly the game has come to life.
Good save there by the Saunders player. Big time hit, but unable to make that one. Not a challenge to the goalie.
Everyone was waiting to see what Viswa Sankalpa was going to do at that moment. And here's a mistake. Giving the ball away to Akib. It picks the wrong option. Bodri is too far away. He had Fazal on his right. Could have used him. As we look, Saunders does take Viswa Sankalpa. So I guess it was his last action in front of goal. I wonder if he had scored that goal, the coach would have kept him on the field, as he's been replaced by Chamat Rashmita, the young Josephian.
Bringing in fresh new players, I believe the coach wants the team to push it up a bit on the offensive end, as well as bring a bit more life onto their defensive line. You see what Saunders lacks in speed, they've kept on pushing through their defense, keeping the Colombo FC team on their feet.
I think even other reason could be that he got a knock earlier in the game and he's struggling a bit. Charita Ratnayaka mishitting. Intended ball was for Fazal. And they were looking for Chamod Dilshan. Seems to have pushed the player off the ball. Referee says play on as it's fair. And Saunders just starting to put some more pressure on Colombo FC. This is good for the game as it will open up the play if Saunders come at Colombo FC.
I agree, Irshad, but the game just became a bit too physical. Modric on the left. Will this be the opener they were looking for? Good cross, but no player to intercept that one.
I think Fazal was too far behind. Badri did well to beat Nalim. Get the cross in.
In terms of playing Zarouan upfield, what are your thoughts, Irshad?
Zarwan, as his number suggests, he has to play on the number 10 role behind the striker. He doesn't have the pace up front to play as a striker, to run at balls. He has to be the distributor from the middle.
But under pressure, Zarouan is known to make those key decisions that have scored goals for his teams. Modric Dimitri taking his time to get back on his feet. Clock still running. Saunders seem to be making a tactical regroup there. Free kick awarded to Colombo FC. Seems like they're going for a direct goal attempt. I'm not sure if they'll make it a pass.
I think Rifna's on the ball. He has the ability to hit on target. We'll wait and see. Hit straight. on target at the wall.
Good deflection by the direct wall put up by Saunders.
Well won by Akib. He was unable to find Zarwan. A bit too much pace on it. Should have played for Zarwan's feet. Once again, the through ball too close to Asanka Viraj. Now here's an opportunity for Chamod to run at Charita Ratnayaka. Instead he looks for Sanuj Samira. Indri Vodar. Niresh was looking for Chamat Rashmita. Now here's Fazal along with Zarwan. Once again, Akib trying to go behind the defender rather than in front of the defender. Zarwan's ball was in front of the defender. Akib's run made it difficult for him to get the ball.
Being the lead distributor, Zarwan is putting up his A game, reading the players well and distributing the ball out. But his teammates seem to be unable to catch up to the pace at which he moves the ball up front.
That was an opportunity for Bodri. He was not aware that he was unmarked. Went for a flick back head. He could have done well to hold the ball. However, it's been Colombo FC in this half an hour's play who have dominated. However, Saunders have showed glimpses of brightness as once again Fazal in front of goal. And that's a tame effort trying to toe it in. It was good build-up play by Bodri. Zarwan getting the ball to Fazal. The effort was very poor.
Honestly, unselfish play there by Zarwan Johar. Perfectly putting up the pass, but a little too much hesitation there by Colombo FC, which led to them missing out on that goal.
I think this is what Coach Rumi was talking about. Fazal not been available for the last couple of weeks and haven't trained well enough. That showed in front of goal, the hesitation. If it was the Fazal couple of weeks back, that surely would have been 1-0 up for Colombo FC.
I agree. Even though you are down with injury, you got to figure out a way to keep both your mental and physical game strong. Have proper rehab to recover. Chamod Dilshan, good pass there. Clean foul there. Referee with the yellow card for Colombo FC.
There is Ahmad Shazni who's going into the books. I'm really not sure how much of Sundar Raj Niresh did he take on. Could be just a tickle which was enough for Niresh to go down.
Zarwan Johar very unhappy about the call there, but even we witnessed it. That was a clean foul there. The referee was in the right position and right angle to witness that. Slight bounce off onto his ankle. Free kick awarded, and it will be taken by Krishanta Besekara. Zarwan directing the ball, the goalkeeper. Imran hoping this won't be the first goal they score. Good run up. The ball blocks it.
Chartha Ratnayaka went down, clutching his head after that block. Taking one for the team, literally. You can advertise your brand with ThePapare.com. We have live coverages. And you can contact Dinuk on 0777333228 or email dinuk.baskaran@dialog.lk to get your brand advertised as Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, ThePapare.com. Plenty of coverage. It's good to see him walking with a hit straight to his face. As Rifnaz still struggling to get into the game. Rifnaz, it's not been his best. He has Bodri, who have been full of running on that left wing and closely marked by Mohammad Nalim. However, Bodri manages to get the cross. That's Fazal. The header once again just wide. I think he climbed a bit too early. So the contact was when he was coming down. So lack of power.
I believe Fasal made the best out of what he got there. Ball upfield for Colombo. Zarwan seems to have moved a little bit upfield. That center is a pretty good position for distribution. Back and forth the ball goes as both teams struggle to make something out of it.
Chalna Chamir a bit late on Chamaturashmida. The ball had passed. He couldn't stop himself and committed giving away a free kick. However, Saunders doesn't profit much as territory and possession is back with Colombo FC.
Modric with the throw in. Good cross in forward. No challenge for Asanka Viraj. That was a beautiful opener there, but direct run in at the goal. You have to play smart, just a nift up on the ball, and it could have been the goal they've been waiting for all the while.
Akib wanted to go around Asanka Viraj. Wrong option there. Just a toe poke or a lift above the keeper would surely be a goal. Colombo FC not happy. And they're not happy with the fouls. This is what Coach Rumi has been talking to us on previous games as well, about the finishing in front of goal, which is lacking a lot and costing them matches.
This team does have a number of versatile players, but you see, it's not entirely 100% football in their life. These are people that actually work and balance football along in their lifestyle. So maybe a bit more of training during the finish could genuinely benefit them. Zarwan Johar keeps making passes upfield, hoping it's either Mohid Fazal or Akib to get the ball.
Here goes Rifnaz with an option to Bodri. Again a poor option, the pass. And Bodri is offside. I thought for a moment Rifnaz would take it by himself, as he was clear on goal. Instead opted to pass it to Bodri, who was in offside position. So Colombo FC missing clear-cut opportunities, and against a team like Saunders, who have come back to win matches in the dying stages, it's a very dangerous ploy to miss these opportunities. That's an excellent idea by Chalana Chamira. Not coming out as he tried to cut back to Bodri. No, Bodri Dimitri looks to be in trouble. Holding his hamstring, the calf area. Is the only foreign player lined up for today's game from either team.
I believe this hamstring injury is something that has been prolonged in Modric's terms, because we saw Modric concentrated onto the left front end of the field, maybe signaling out that he's unable to run up and down a little bit fast. So he chooses to maybe stay upfield and focus on goal scoring attempts from there.
Sundaraj Niresh shoving Zarwan, and both players doing what they shouldn't be doing. Referee having a word to both the players. Both young blood. So both not letting an inch to either. And the referee doing the right thing by shutting them both up, by showing them yellow cards.
I agree, Isha. That's just silly. That's just honestly silly. A massive boost of testosterone there, but the referee just calls it off, waves off the yellow flags, warning both of them.
As we approach half-time now, a goal for either team would be a big advantage. And Colombo FC have come closer than Saunders. Now here's Saunders on a breakaway. Krishant Abhisekara doesn't have the pace. Sundaraj Niresh getting the second bite of the cherry.
It was a brief 2-on-2 moment there for Saunders. Tries to cross it in, but
for a moment that was 4 against 2 situation. Saunders not able to capitalize, rather too slow in deciding.
They did have the physical speed, but however, the mental speed was just not there for them. You've got to be very decisive, especially in a moment where you're that close to a goal and outnumbering the defense. Corner kick awarded to Saunders. Poor cross in there.
Referee calls half time right on the dot. Saunders SC not really happy. They had the advantage of a second corner. However, referee calls half time as both teams walk away unhappy. Saunders will be the happier. So that's a half time confirmation in this first week. Match week 12 encounter between Colombo FC and Saunders. It's deadlock. We'll see you after a short commercial break for the second half action.
ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් සිංහලෙන් www.thepapare.com වෙබ් අඩවියට පිවිසලා සිංහල භාෂාව තෝරා ගන්න. ක්‍රිකට්, රග්බි, පාපන්දු, වොලිබෝල්, මලල ක්‍රීඩා, පැසිපන්දු විතරක් නෙමෙයි වෙනත් ක්‍රීඩා සහ විශේෂාංග ලිපි උනත් ThePapare සිංහල තුලින්. ඇයි අපේ වීඩියෝ පිටුව ක්‍රීඩාව හා සම්බන්ධ දහසකුත් එකක් වීඩියෝ, සම්මුඛ සාකච්ඡා. ඒ වගේම ඇසිදිසි, රග්බි පිටිය, පිටියේ කතා, ස්පෝර්ට්ස් මසාලා වගේ සතිපතා ජනප්‍රිය විශේෂාංග නරඹන්න. ඔබේ පරිගණකයෙන්, ටැබ් එකෙන්, එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ස්මාර්ට්ෆෝන් එකෙන් ලබා ගන්න ඔබට ලේසියෙන්ම පුළුවන්. ThePapare සිංහල ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් ඩිජිටලීකරණය. ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් සිංහලෙන් www.thepapare.com වෙබ් අඩවියට පිවිසලා සිංහල භාෂාව තෝරා ගන්න. ක්‍රිකට්, රග්බි, පාපන්දු, වොලිබෝල්, මලල ක්‍රීඩා, පැසිපන්දු විතරක් නෙමෙයි වෙනත් ක්‍රීඩා සහ විශේෂාංග ලිපි උනත් ThePapare සිංහල තුලින්. ඇයි අපේ වීඩියෝ පිටුව ක්‍රීඩාව හා සම්බන්ධ දහසකුත් එකක් වීඩියෝ, සම්මුඛ සාකච්ඡා. ඒ වගේම ඇසිදිසි, රග්බි පිටිය, පිටියේ කතා, ස්පෝර්ට්ස් මසාලා වගේ සතිපතා ජනප්‍රිය විශේෂාංග නරඹන්න. ඔබේ පරිගණකයෙන්, ටැබ් එකෙන්, එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ස්මාර්ට්ෆෝන් එකෙන් ලබා ගන්න ඔබට ලේසියෙන්ම පුළුවන්. ThePapare සිංහල ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් ඩිජිටලීකරණය.
decision, a new world record.
ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් සිංහලෙන් www.thepapare.com වෙබ් අඩවියට පිවිසලා සිංහල භාෂාව තෝරාගන්න. ක්‍රිකට්, රග්බි, පාපන්දු, වොලිබෝල්, මලල ක්‍රීඩා, පැසිපන්දු විතරක් නෙමෙයි වෙනත් ක්‍රීඩා සහ විශේෂාංග ලිපි උනත් ThePapare සිංහල තුලින්. ඇයි අපේ වීඩියෝ පිටුව ක්‍රීඩාව හා සම්බන්ධ දහසකුත් එකක් වීඩියෝ, සම්මුඛ සාකච්ඡා. ඒ වගේම ඇසිදිසි, රග්බි පිටිය, පිටියේ කතා, ස්පෝර්ට්ස් මසාලා වගේ සතිපතා ජනප්‍රිය විශේෂාංග නරඹන්න. ඔබේ පරිගණකයෙන් ටැබ් එකෙන් එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ස්මාර්ට්ෆෝන් එකෙන් ලබා ගන්න ඔබට ලේසියෙන්ම පුළුවන්. ThePapare සිංහල ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් ඩිජිටලීකරණය.
Welcome back to Sugadaza Stadium. You're with the www.thepapare.com, bringing you the Dialog Champions League 2018 match week 12, the game between Colombo FC and Saunders. The game's deadlock at 0-0 as we are about to get kicked off with the second half. And there's also a second game coming up, another Colombo derby, you could say. Ratnam taking on Renown, a traditional blockbuster, as well as this match between Saunders and Colombo FC, which has recently become a heavyweight clash. We saw both teams meeting up in the FA Cup semi-final as well. On that occasion, Saunders coming up trumps. And in the league, Colombo are placed at the moment third, and Saunders just above the relegation spot at 16. So referee gets the second half underway. It will be Colombo FC from right to left on your screens.
Certain things are learned through experience. Saunders, even though they topped it off at the FA Cup, in this league, Colombo FC seems to have figured their way around. Saunders were playing a very physical game this evening. Chamu Dilshan especially with a few high-end tackles, but uncalled by the referees. Let's just see how well the game progresses. Imran with a good lead up front. Chamu Dilshan passes it to Sanud Samira.
Rifnaz getting a 1-2 from Zarwan. Here's Chalna. It's a good cross in. Zarwan just trying to dummy the defender. Niresh does well. Chamod is offside. Niresh understanding that takes it all by himself. Looking for an option. As Chamat Rashmita stumbles, recovers well. Krishanta sending in a cross. No way through as Rifnaz releases Zarwan. And the pass for Rifnaz.
That was a poor pass in by Zarwan Johar. Krishant Abesekara to Sundaraj Niresh. Sundaraj Niresh trying to create an opener for himself. Referee awards a free kick for Saunders. Good clear weave from that end of the goal. Straight to the goalkeeper Imran. No trouble there in deflecting the ball.
Now here's Fazal once again. Rifnaz, Fazal, Zarwan, all three not linking up. As once again Colombo FC will have to wait and see if they can come up again. It's been very sloppy. They tend to have made a switch, putting Akib onto the right flank, just behind Fazal. And Zarwan moving in. And Refnaz playing behind. Here's taking a 1-2. Here's releasing Bodri. Just too close to Chandrasekhara. Chalna Chamira does well. Once again, the ideas not coming through. Yes, Bodri sending in a cross. Fazal just overruns. Excellent work by Niran Kanishka. Putting pressure on Shanu Gairanga and getting the throw. Yes, Akib dispossessed by Chamod. Charita Retnaik looking for Bodri. Asanka Viraj collecting it.
Modric trying to sell that one out, but referee says no. Thrown by Asanka Viraj. Good challenge by the Saunders midfield.
Colombo trying to play these one-touch passes, but the first pass is working, but the second and the third pass not coming through. As Chalana Chamira getting a reception from his former supporters.
Like you mentioned, Irshad, the one-touch passes seem to be working for Colombo. It's also challenging the Saunders defense, making them run about, maybe tiring them off. Maybe this is a good tactic Coach Rumi pulled off with a small chit-chat right after the ending of the first half.
Huge appeals for handball by Bodri. The referee having none of it. As Krishanta Besekara sends in another cross to Chamod Dilshan. He had a clear header, just not hitting the target. The other night he had 3 on target. Today, not a single shot on target.
You have your nights, Irshad. Some days you play real good, and on others you maybe have a few flaws, but there's enough and more time for Saunders to pull back one in.
Chamat Rashmita's cross, poor the execution first time.
Imran choosing to go with a short pass there to Chalna Chamira.
Zarwan releases Bodri. He has the pace to take on Chandrasekhara. And he does take Fazal and does get the touch in. Ahmad Fazal gets the breakthrough that Colombo's waiting for. Excellent work from Bodri Dimitri on the right flank. Taking on Sanjuga Priyadarshana and getting that cross in for Fazal for an easy tap in.
Good hustle play there by Modri. Even with the hamstring injury that he faced earlier, he kept on pushing with a good tight run there and beautifully laid in for Colombo FC. That run seems to have taken a toll on Modri as he's lying down on the left end of the field. The game continues.
Now Saunders have to come out and look for an equalizer to make sure they stay above the relegation zone. They have been having a revival lately, winning the last 2 games. And as the cross comes in, Rami Moideen with all his experience get it cleared. And Zarwan's hungry for the ball. And here's Fazal. And that time it's too close to Asanka. The ball was inside the penalty box, even though Asanka's foot was out. It's the ball which needs to be out of the box. Ref Naz giving it away cheaply. Now we see some end-to-end stuff then at both teams.
I agree, Rishad, but in terms of overall possession on the offensive line, Saunders have been leading up. But thus far, Saunders were unable to finish things off. They've always managed to get the ball onto a pretty good clearing, but they were unable to finish things off.
I think talking about finish things off, that's the finish that Bodri Dimitri did not want. He's calling to the bench to substitute. As we see Dylan De Silva getting ready. Bodri has run his race today. Made the assist for that opener. He's been full of running. You can see his left ham strapped in. A very hard-working player. Will be replaced by another ex-Saunders player. And you know the Dialog Rugby League is on, and we are on the second phase. And you can keep an in-depth look at the scores and the stats on stats.thepapare.com, and also a live coverage of the Dialog Rugby League. There's that substitution that's coming in. Dylan De Silva will replace Bodri Dimitri. Now here goes Dylan taking on the Saunders defense all by himself. Trying to get a pass across to Zarwan. Now Jamud Dilshan. Imran read the play well out of his line.
Dylan De Silva seems to be bringing in the exact same speed we saw Modri Dimitri throw down earlier this evening. But in terms of decision making, I believe Modri would have moved forward instead of actually looking for a pass.
Yeah. Experienced player Modri. As Zarwan was caught offside. This time round, brilliant ball once again to Akib. And Akib is someone who will not let go of the defender if he's have to get the ball. Full of running. Krishanta getting Charita Ratnaika on the wrong side, giving away that free kick. And Saunders seems to be in a hurry. We approach the hour mark, and Colombo FC will use all their experience on the next 30 minutes.
I'd expect Colombo FC to move in on their defense this time, but however, they seem to be hungry for a second goal. Irshad, what are your thoughts?
I think 1-0 is not the strongest of leads. One goal from Saunders will change the whole complexion of the game. So Colombo FC want to make sure and get the second goal to give a slight advantage for the next 30 minutes. However, we know Saunders will not let this game go until referee calls full time. Nalim now one of the heroes of the previous games, and Chamod Dilshan. Nalim. I thought the foul was to be for Saunders. The referee showed to Colombo. Then again he changed his mind. Once again in favor of Saunders. The appeal for handball from the players and the supporters comes in as Colombo trying to weather this Saunders storm, who seems to be creeping in ever so slightly.
Saunders defense putting up a good hustle game, not allowing the Colombo players the boost they are looking for. The Colombo gain possession once again a bit too far. Zarwan putting up massive energy out on the field.
As we spoke, Dinesh, Zarwan is not the type of player who will chase down, who has the pace for that. They should play for his strength, play to his foot. On that occasion, Fazal was in offside position. If he hadn't interfered with play, Refnaz should have had that goal.
The fans are really hoping that would be the second goal for Colombo FC. But sadly caught offside. Not the best of places to be there. Nalim with the ball. Good pass to Dara. Ball back with Colombo FC. Moves up front to Zarwan Johar. Zarwan pushes it back. I'm not sure if that was the wisest decision. Opener made.
The brilliant save by Imran. Sundar Raj Niresh was through on goal with that mistake from Fazal. Imran keeping his team in the game. As once again now Saunders giving it away. And Chalana Chamira losing his footing. He came from the back, broke the offside trap. Now Imran will look to slow things down.
Chamod with the ball. Chamod playing the centre field, whereas he's supposed to be playing the left. That's where we saw him play throughout the game. However, he's moved up on his position.
I think Coach Sumit Walpole has done a tactical change, pushing Chamat Rashmita to the left flank, and Chamut Dilshan brought into the right flank. Now here's Indriva Udara. Not really what you expect from Udara. We know he has a good right foot and a left foot. This time around, not troubling Imran. Just the ball boys.
Under the circumstances, I believe he went for the best option possible for him. I guess he went for glory there. But a bit too strong, angling it out of the goal. Well intercepted by Colombo. Zarwan just giving up the ball there. He was super close onto the Saunders player, but not putting up much of a hustle. He seems to be a tad bit fed up.
I think he's running out of gas. Played 65 minutes and he has played an intense game so far, so must have taken his toll on him, as Saunders now, Chamat Rashmita not able to keep it in. You can see both Rifnaz and Zarwan off the camera, trotting back slowly. And any breakaway.
Football is a game that takes a lot out of you, especially moving into 66 minutes straight gameplay. But in times of desperation, in times where the pressure is on you, that is where you have to make those key bursts of energy that will enable your team to score, put your team up on the boards. So Zaruan maybe leading back is not really the best thing right now for Colombo. Not only Zaruan, the overall team needs to be pushing it a little bit more, both Saunders and Colombo FC. No challenge there for Imran. Imran asking his players to move upfield. Zaruan with the interception. Chamod unable to intercept that pass. That could have been a brilliant opener for Saunders. The pass was on point. It's just that Chamod couldn't get his feet onto the ball. Chamod Dilshan trying to move the ball up front from the right end.
That's experience from Raumi. This time round, the linesman calling Jarwan offside. But the Colombo bench not happy with that call. However, they have the throw in. That's poor touch from Zarwan.
Ball called in favor of Colombo FC.
Rami Moideen seems to be in a spot of bother. The two skippers, two experienced players, ex-Sri Lankan players. Now Fazal finds Zarwan. What can he do? Once again, Saunders clearing it away.
Maybe it's time Coach Rumi made a switch there with Zarwan. Perhaps move up a player such as Fazal upfield could give them an advantage.
I feel what Coach Room is going to do here is bringing in a midfielder to stabilize and to calm things down in the middle, as they have the goal what they needed. But up front once again, this time around Zarwan clearly a step ahead. Chalana Chamira, he's onside. It's a brilliant ball. Zarwan just a bit too late to get there. So Colombo still threatening to look for that second goal.
With the clock running down, this is not really where Saunders should be. They need to figure things out, create some synchronicity between the players, and maybe look for a goal scoring opportunity. They do have Chamo Dilshan making a couple of moves, so I guess feeding him would be of tactical advantage to them.
Saunders need to get Sundarraj Niresh into the game. He has been away for the last 10 minutes, not getting the ball as much he would have liked to. And any intended pass towards Niresh not happening, as Fazal gets a nice, and that's Zarwan who completes a brilliant move. Refna's long ball to Fazal. Fazal just putting the ball across the face, and Zarwan deserves a goal today, I would say, for all the hard work he's done throughout the game. So a well-deserved goal for Zarwan Jawar and putting Colombo in a very comfortable position. 2-0. So if we are to go by the history of the last two games Saunders played, 2-0 is the time where Saunders make their comeback to make it 3-2, and they got 17 minutes plus added time to do so.
Let's just sit back and figure out if Saunders has it in them to emerge the victors. Earlier when we thought Zarwan Jawar was running out of gas, I believe he was collecting, taking his time to make those goal-scoring attempts, which secured their second goal, to be accurate. Imran, I believe, would move the ball upfield, hoping for an interception by a Colombo FC player. Saunders with the interception. Taking their time and moving the ball around. I'm not sure if that's the wisest of decisions. They're trying to create an opener upfield. Good, well done. But the pass back up. They've still got a chance.
Rifnas, I think, should have taken that shot. Instead, he once again passed it back. Here's Fazal. Can he make it 3? Hits the upright. He had 3-4 Colombo players lining up. Went for the shot himself. And Saunders gets saved by the upright.
Saunders with the ball. Moves it well upfield. Challenge well by Chamat Rashmika, but the ball moves out.
We see another change. Yeah, the change we were talking about. Zarwan Johar withdrawn and Fazul Rahman coming into the midfield to ease things off for Colombo FC. With wealth of experience, he will settle pretty quickly in the midfield and will look to find those vital passes. So 76 minutes of play for Zarwan. Excellent game, I would say.
That was definitely a good way to go out, securing the second goal for Colombo FC.
Chamud Dilshan. Clear header. Unchallenged, unmarked. Puts it away. As we spoke at the beginning of the game, he tends to blow hot and cold. Today is a cold day for him. Haven't hit the target. Not even trouble the goalkeeper. You can see Sanuj Samira and Nalim all going up, studs up. See another substitution for Saunders this time round. Chanu Gairanga coming off. And we have number 16, that is Isuru Pereira, coming in.
Maybe losing the hesitation play in terms of Saunders' gameplay would give them the opener they are looking for. A sharp shot is all they need. Sharp decisions. And they could secure the first goal for themselves.
Chamod Dilshan almost getting that into his own net. Well, lucky for Saunders, he's not been hot on his heels today. If not, anything he touched on the other day turned into gold. So Colombo FC.
This crossover header is a favorite when it comes to Chamod Dilshan. So before he becomes predictable, he should be looking to score a couple of goals in. Sankar Viraj with a bit of a short pass on to the left end of the field. That's a little too off by Dylan De Silva. I believe he was looking to control it and lay it in. But it touched too much. Led it to move off the field. Back and forth the ball goes, not troubling the goalie one bit. Sundaraj, Niresh and Chamat Rashmika both looking for Chamod Dilshan. But out of place he was.
Yeah, you can capture all the memories of the games through our services.papare.com. So all the pictures, videos, the iconic moments can be brought by contacting our service desk. As once again Fazal almost giving the third goal. Akib and Shazni working in tandem. Dylan sending it out wide to Chalana.
Beautiful opener there.
Rifnas, can he take a shot? Looks a foul. And he calls for handball instead of the foul. It looks as if Nalim took Rifnas out. However, referee sees otherwise, but calls for the second infringement, which is the handball. As Saunders prepare to make another change, taking off Indri Vaudara. Yeah, bringing in Sajid Dharmapala, the experienced man. That's something, a blast from the past. Rami Moideen, a free kick we haven't seen for a while. His first free kick in front of goal for the season, and he puts it back into the corner where Asanka Viraj couldn't get his hands. And that's a classic goal which will surely be being played out on the streams.
That was definitely a beauty, Irshad. I was looking for Mohit Rifas to go for the free kick, but however Raumi Mohideen laid it in perfectly, putting up the score as 3-0 in favor of Colombo FC. You mentioned earlier, Irshad, that it was at the 2-goal mark of the opposers where Saunders makes their comeback. So do you think we'll still witness a comeback, or will the game go in favour of Colombo?
Well, I don't want to call it now. Still got 7 minutes plus added time. Anything's possible in football. But the way Colombo have played, highly doubtful they're going to concede. They haven't looked conceding a single goal, let alone 3.
Colombo might look to run the clock and hold strong on the defense. I'm not sensing that much life from the Saunders players. Dilshan just letting the ball pass him by, not making any attempts to recover or intercept. Colombo with the ball. Raumi. Lays a beautiful cross. However, it's moved out by Fazal Rahman. Colombo with some life once again. Deflected by the Saunders defense. Colombo still continues to make attempts on the offensive end, whereas this is what we'd wish to see played out by the Saunders team. Colombo in no hurry, taking their time, running the clock. Leading by 3 goals. I believe they are not looking to put in any more extra effort. They know the Saunders players are just as tired as they are. They're not letting it get to their head, but controlling the game well. Raumi deflecting the ball, making sure Saunders won't get the ball onto their feet.
Yeah, that's experience from Fazul. Chamod Dilshan helping it away to Dilan as Fazal makes a run. The pass not finding Rifnaz. Colombo FC looking to increase the goal tally, not sitting back, which gives Saunders some space in the back to play. However, they haven't shown that hunger in front of goal, as Dilshan once again coming in to the far post, not getting a clear header. As we approach stoppage time, just have to wait and see how much of added time the fourth official is going to play.
With just a couple of minutes left, Irshad, I believe Colombo SC wouldn't mind moving it up on the offensive end because they have nothing to fear at this point. If they hold strong on their midline, they'd still be able to hold strong on the offensive end. A 3-goal lead is definitely something which is difficult to catch up to with less than maybe 2 to 3 minutes of added time.
As we approach 90 minutes, the fourth official indicates 3 added minutes. So Colombo FC, if they want to attack and look for the fourth, they can do it in the 3 minutes, or they can sit back and keep possession of the ball.
Good opener for Saunders.
That's Chamat Rashmita. That was a defensive error by Rami Moideen, trying to head it back to Imran. Did not see Chamat Rashmita behind the defender. As Saunders get a goal. We are talking about comebacks. I don't think there is enough time. And Colombo just switching off for a slight moment. Well, this injury stoppage will take a couple of added minutes more as Colombo FC kicks things off. I don't see them committing too many players forward as Sajid Dharmapal sends a long ball looking for Krishanta Besegara. Colombo FC just trying to keep the ball and try to play in the opponent's half, which is the right thing to do, as Dylan De Silva gets some space on the right. He needs some support. It's only Fazal in the middle, understandably so for Colombo FC.
Dylan not too worried on making a cross there, taking his time to run the clock. Even with the lead in their favour, Colombo seems to be outpowering the Saunders team, showing more life than them, showing more agility and concentrated speed. But Saunders has Chamod Dilshan for them. Chamod Dilshan unable to capitalize on that run as well.
Once again, we see a off the ball incident. And Chamad Dilshan is one.
Plays with a bit of an argument with the referees upon whose possession the ball was. But in favor of Colombo it goes. And the ref calls it 3-1. Emerging the victors of the game is Colombo FC. Well played, a beautifully deserved victory by the Colombo SC players. As we've reached full time, Colombo FC securing 3 goals under their name. Whereas Saunders also tried to show some life, tried to make a late comeback, but limited to just a single goal as the game comes to an end.
Now with this win, Colombo beating Saunders 3-1. They go on top of the table as Matara SC has just beaten Blue Star 1-0. So a thoroughly deserving win for the new table toppers Colombo FC. As we have a second game in place between Renown and Ratnam. Kickoff scheduled in another 10 minutes time. So we'll be back with a short commercial break. Stay tuned to the www.thepapare.com.